And we're back with some new battleground tracker numbers for the Democrats. Iowa has tightened to a toss-up. Bernie Sanders is up by 1 point over Hillary Clinton. He's at 47% and she's at 46%. In New Hampshire, Sanders has a comfortable lead. He's up 57% to 38% for Clinton. But in South Carolina, the numbers are totally reversed. Clinton is far ahead of Sanders, with 60% of Democrats expected to support her in the primary versus only 38% for Sanders. Senator Sanders joins us now from the campaign trail in Dubuque. And Senator, I want to start with that difference between Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. The Cook Political Report looked at the rest of the states after Iowa and New Hampshire and found they didn't have as many liberals as in those first two states. So the question is, can you go the distance even if you win in Iowa and New Hampshire?
Well, John, let me just say that the poll in South Carolina was 60 to 38. If that's the case, it is showing us making huge gains. And I feel confident that if we can win here in Iowa, if we can win in New Hampshire, and those are going to be tough races, I think we stand an excellent chance to win in South Carolina and in Nevada. But if you look at the polling recently, and I can tell you because I have been to South Carolina, we have a lot of momentum on the ground. I think we're picking up more and more African-American support. Frankly, I think we can win there.
You have a new ad out this week, which is you and the Simon and Garfunkel song, America. What does that ad mean for you?
What that ad is about is to talk about the fact that as we come together as a country, and we have so much strength, so many extraordinary people, that as we come together as a people, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We should not have massive levels of income and wealth inequality, the highest rate of childhood poverty, the only country on earth that doesn't guarantee paid family and medical leave. And when we come together, and that is what it is. It's a beautiful song, and I think the photography is beautiful. Let us stand together and tackle the real problems facing our nation, and we can accomplish enormous things.
Here's how Bill Clinton characterized your campaign. He said, quote, "This other guy's madder than she is," referring to his wife, "and that feels authentic. And besides, his slogans are easier to say." Your reaction?
Well, I am angry. And the American people are angry, John. People are angry because they don't understand why they have to work longer hours for lower wages, and almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. They are angry because their kids are leaving school $40,000 or $50,000 in debt. And they're angry because they are seeing the United States having a nation in which elderly people are trying to make it on $12,000, $13,000 a year in Social Security. People are asking why.
So there
is anger, and I share that anger.
What President Clinton is touching on is something that liberal writers, Jonathan Chait in New York Magazine and Paul Krugman in the New York Times, they say there's too much idealism in your campaign. Krugman writes, quote, "Don't let idealism veer into self-destructive self-indulgence." What's your reaction to this idea that you're offering too much here?
I am not offering too much. John, I think that's really an unfair criticism. To say that we should make public colleges and universities tuition free and do what many other countries around the world are already doing and pay for that through a tax on Wall Street speculation, that's not a radical idea. To say that we should do away with loopholes that allow corporations to put their money in the Cayman Islands, pay nothing in federal income taxes, and invest that money in rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure, that is not a utopian pie-in-the-sky idea. That's exactly what we should do. We are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people as a right. To say that we should have a Medicare for all single-payer system, that is what every other major country on earth is doing, guaranteeing health care to all of the people. What has happened over the years is we have become so conservative. We have been dominated so much by Wall Street and big money interest that people are forgetting what we can do and what we should do. Yes, I do believe that the wealthiest people and the largest corporations should finally start paying their fair share of taxes. That's what the American people want. That's not utopian.
Let me switch to policy. I was struck by reading a 2004 quote from Howard Dean, who was another liberal Vermont Democrat who campaigned on understanding the gun culture. And he said this about gun control: just let the states do what they want and get it off the Democratic agenda. Do you believe that, basically, that in the end, that the gun control issue is not really one for the president, but it's something for the states to decide?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. And way back when, back in 1988 when I first ran for Congress. I may have lost a statewide election by 3 points because I said I thought it was a bad idea for us to be selling military-style assault weapons in this country. Look, when we have these horrific mass killings, when people walk into a church and start shooting people, walk into a school, this is an issue that we have got to deal with. And I support what President Obama is trying to do and deal with this gun show loophole. We have to strengthen the instant background checks. Our goal as a nation, and I think there's overwhelming support for this, John, is to make sure that guns do not fall into the hands of people who should not have them, people who have criminal backgrounds, people who are mentally ill. The federal government does have a very important role to play.
Let me ask you about health care. You put forward some details about your health care plan. One of the criticisms of a national health care plan in other places is maybe people can be covered, but the waiting times to actually see a doctor can be long and excruciatingly long. What's your solution to that criticism?
Look, the fact of the matter is, it's not only in America today that we have 29 million people without any health insurance. And John, they wait a very long time to get health care. Sometimes they just don't get it at all. The other crisis that we face is that we have even more people who have large deductibles and copayments. They also hesitate about going to the doctor. We are now spending almost 3 times more than the British, 50% more than the French, who guarantee health care to all of their people. In my view, a Medicare for All single-payer system can guarantee quality health care to all of our people and at the same time save middle-class families thousands of dollars a year. So if you want comprehensive health care, if you want to make sure that people can go to the doctor when they need to go to the doctor, I think a Medicare for All program is the way to go.
Okay, Senator Sanders, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a moment.
Thank you.